Hello, everyone. Today I'm going to talk about ServiceNow AI Agent use case and hands-on a demo. Actually, through this demo, we'll walk through what we need to build and from the use case and from uh, AI agent. Basically, it's divided two part, part one and part two for overall workshop. My name is John Zhang and serves as architect for many years. Um, I've been working for ServiceNow AI for 2 years already, but for AI agent since last year. Um, Here I'm going to demo some real case how we create AI agent. Show you from basic and script and fundamental as well. Um, The first one, I would like to talk to use case for AI agent we're going to build. Um, for example, if you end user, you submit instance, but you don't know how this instance relate to a configuration item, say DBCI, how to categorize the request, and user want to use ServiceNow basically either for the big company, you would like to use ServiceNow AI agent to you can identify all missing information based on records submitted by end user. For example, like instance category and the configuration item could be other field as well. Basically priorities and workflow process. Then you can predict and result based records submitted by end user and automate update instance record. Before we go to the detail of this one, I'm not going to go to uh, detail how to configure AI agent. Let me go back to instance. We're going to look at um, if you are new to AI agent, you want to know how to configure AI agent, how basically AI agent works. You can go to some information post in certain community. For example, you go to community, go blogs, and then you go to community blogs. And I do publish two uh, blocks. And the first one is called Agentic AI Agent Development Guideline and Use Cases. This have detailed hands-on experience. How do you configure um, the AI agent, not assist in ServiceNow before you even start work on? You can see I already have over 20,000 uh, 22,000 user review this article. It's pretty popular before you start even work on these use cases. Okay, back to uh, the use case I gave to you. I'm going to show the AI agent based on use case I just described. Um, but just in case for this AI agent use cases, you may require some scripting knowledge, and as ServiceNow developer, you understand how script works before you can really understand how this AI agent is built because there are so many advanced knowledge related to saying the ServiceNow data table models related to instance tables. Okay, actually, a critical instance uh, management util. Basically, click new, you can start. Because too many information, I'm just pre-built and show you how that works. Yeah, usually when after create new, it gives a name, uh, clear description. The the purpose of this one, I want to have instance management util. You can create it. That'll be really has can manage overall instance and to predict, recommend appropriate field. And but for this use case, I only focus on category, subcategory and CI. And after this one, but this one is a capability can extend to other field as well, priorities, impact, all others. In the instruction, you can see instruct AI agent. You have two field in the fielding. AI agent pretty the agent rule uh, pretty standard. You say you always you are the expert. Analyze instance. Text with assigned appropriate category, subcategory, and configuration items. Uh, but more important is instruction. Instruction basically is a guide how uh, AI agent communicate each other through the step you defined. Um, for example, you can see you have brief instruction here, but eventually start from here to sign for the step given below. For example, you fetch detail of instance. If detail instance not available, then uh, then you need check instance number. And if it's not correct, you don't move for next level. Next level will be, step two. If this field, is the number you gave is correct, then you move to step two. Your step two is basically you say we fetch category, subcategory, CI, and with follow detailed steps and choose appropriate values. Um, First one, fetch available choice for categories, then choose appropriate category to instance. And if not appropriate category, then to be determined, then use not determined for category. This is all, pretty um, natural language described, and same thing for subcategory and for CI as well. And if find a value, you determine why. Otherwise, it says not determined. You can say not determined for subcategory, but same thing for CI. And if I say assign to color of instance and pick up most CI based on name, manufacturing, or the value, then recommend, and you can either get approval as update the value for the instance. Um, that's basically for the three data we have to look at: the instance detail, category in detail, and the CNDB CI details. We look all information, see what's not meet we need. The number three is we present recommendation to user and ensure recommendation is displayed. This is format requirement in bullet point with folding format, or you can see in um, you know um, number format. And here just say here I recommend for instance number. This is the variable we're going to declare it. And the category, and we declare a variable, the reason as well for recommendation. The subcategory, all this input variable we are going to display it and put it, and, like this, for example, reason for recommendation. Same for CI as well. I'm going to go through each one when we defined. Then after you get all this information, step three, say, okay, we got all the information. We recommend and to show you, then you can see then to ask for approval. Say, okay, based on value we recommend, please respond a yes is accept value, a no to reject value. Do not repeat recommendation content in this step to avoid duplication. And you can see the approve reject step and put it into uh, and the final make decision. Then well, number five, that's different. We click user response, you click yes, and we have three steps here. So okay, if yes, we basically and we'll update the record. If no, that means it's not invalid. And if response is invalid, you basically put a knowledge following sentence. Okay, response is not supported. Please provide simple yes and no. And that's basically instruction to tell the end user for their input. Um, number 5 this step is basically say, okay, if user approved recommendation, basically you put a yes, right, on response, then all the value will be approved. And if reject here, they just say, okay, if reject, that means and no update will be made. You can see here, no update will be made. And then we end the conversation. The final step is update instance with approved value. Then you end with thank you note. This you can see instruction really detail of use cases. You can basically first one we look through instance, look through category, and look through and say data back to send over to a data model LLM and AI model. Then we recommend a value for the user. Then we put the approval or reject step. If it makes reasonable, then we basically accept it, and the agent just, oh yeah, this is the value is a fit of need, and is a reject. Um, okay, based on this step, we are going to define its detailed information. You go to save and continue to next. Then next will be with added to any information. Basically, um, we have, you can see we have 5 and 2 added, and basically the two, added to here basically can have different to help you to get the information you need. Today we just use script, and but you can use anything like a flow actions, no search skills you used, and subflow, web search, color item, each one. But today we just follow a script. I'm going to review, you know, each two, how we defined. But since I just mentioned, for this agent, pretty um, advanced, can play a lot of information. I'm not going to go through. I divide for part one and part two to complete. In part one, we're going to use, this one, fetch instance detail first, and then go to option for category, option for subcategory, and configuration item options for CIs. Yeah, configuration maybe go to part two. Yeah, yeah. Let's go to this first one. You click new, basically add script, and we're creating the name called fetch instance details. Put the description. You can see I have input here, script input called instant number, define because we we need to give instant number to the AI agent to find the information related to that instance. Then I have the script. I'm going to look script in more detail in slides. I'm going to, yeah, looks here. Give a second. Yeah, looks, script more detail here. The fetch instant details. You can see we defined, input. If you give input the instant number, that's why we declared input variable, and we create glide record called instance, and query find the record. Then we declare result, and you basically added is the instant number, a pair value format, the instance get value number, sys and short description, from that record, then we and return that record. Basically, you can see from this one, we get record and return the details. We declare is anonymously. We don't need approval and don't display output. And then we submit, I saved the record. I already saved. I'm not going to go through that in detail. The second one is after we get detail instance, and we look at based on return value, look at a category and in information, which one is fit into the instance record information. Then we create another one script. Say, okay, the option for category, basically we fashion possible choice for category. You will still anonymously and don't display output. And I will look at a script show you here. Um, Option for category, and basically uh, we go to this choice table. We are look at all the instant related category in a record. Look instance, look at the category active record as well. In active equal false, and that means we only look at active uh, uh, record, and then we order by sequence. Basically, uh, uh, then you had one to many information based order number field. Then after query, we found all the record, related labels, valued. Then we sign to the value, and you can see we basically return all related category information, label values, and back to as to send over to ServiceNow model LLM. And you can see we basically have both instance detailed information. We have option for category, and we have subcategory as well. Subcategory pretty similar as category, um, but based on category value, input value, then we look at and was not there any subcategory belong to the category. Um, Same thing we declare execution mode anonymously and display up and down. Then let me look at the code to show you. Then option for subcategory, you can see we do have input and to provide category value. And if category is not exist, we return no recommended category. And otherwise, and we go through same in logic and like we the option for sub in the category is just same logic in the category record in search choice table and based on instance and name instance you have subcategory and category information, then return the value. If found the value exists, then we just collect, accumulate all the value together. You can see account number start from 0, and they add it all together. Then you return the value. Is if equals 0, that means nothing returned. Otherwise, we return all the subcategory and belong to the AI LL models. They can evaluate which subcategory belong to this instance record. Okay, then basically, this is the part one, how we build, we look at, part one, part two, and for configuration items and update instance, pretty advanced script I will put into part two demo. And after we define all this tool we added, Then we can save a continuous, and you can see either you want to, display from Northeast panel usually on the top, and you can communicate directly from there. But for this demo purpose, it's not need. Basically just make sure stats active. I'm going to save and do the test. You can see um, I have uh, I'm going to test this AI agent we just walked through. Okay, I'm going to say please reckon the category and the subcategory and configuration item for for incident. Let me find one incident record. Um, this is the incident record, submitted by Enzo Joe. He doesn't know anything about, this one. Basically, the manager said they cannot access HCP controlled applications. Um, Let me grab this record, and basically, after you submit this record, you can automatically trigger the AI agent we worked on, but we're not there yet. Basically, let's create AI agent, make sure AI agent works first, then we can go through next. Okay, I'm going to put instance, let me see, an instance. Okay, please recommend. I mean, yeah, let's start the test, see what happened. You can see when you click test, the then AI agent start working. Orchestrator will be start to look at the instance management util AI agent. You have different two. You can see orchestra successful. You have all the message here. Then AI agent will be go to detail step to tell you what they look at, what action they took. You can see the regions, tools required, and based on what's the input, they identify the value here. You can say, oh, okay, they finished fetching all the information, basically, category, subcategory, and the information. It basically is, oh, okay, um, CI identify as well, and they said, please respond yes to accept the value, no to reject that. I'm going to put a yes, and I click yes. Then they start to look at all this information and use update instant to update the record. You can see recommendation has been successful updated. Let's go back to record and thank you for your collaboration. We need further assistance. Uh, Feel free to reach out. And you can see all the record updated. You can see have software as category, subcategory, operation system. Then you can the AI identify as well. Um, from here, I show you here is basically we covered uh, overall AI agent works, but I didn't go through all the script. Basically I did go through uh, um, you know, these three scripts in the part one, go to fetch instance details and operation for category and operation for subcategory. And I think next part two, I'm going to go through detail about configuration item option. This is huge in the script we need to go through. In addition, go to update instance, how we create a script to identify different input Right now is the category, subcategory CIs, but since this agent is not just focused on these three fields, we can extend its capability, go to other field as well, and I think we can continue to input at part three, maybe how we predict priorities as well. That's just an example. Um, I think that's all for today. Um, the demo. Thank you very much, and I, then I think we'll stop here, and you can we show you part two next time in detail. Welcome to my sessions. If you like these sessions, please click you like sessions or either subscribe my channels. Thank you.